Introduction to Atomic Habits. Begin with a quick overview of what the book covers, how small, incremental habits lead to significant, life-changing results. Mention that the book provides a step-by-step guide to forming good habits, breaking bad ones, and mastering the small behaviors that lead to success. Chapter 1. The Surprising Power of Atomic Habits. Discuss how small habits compound over time. Emphasize that the aggregation of tiny gains can result in massive changes, much like compound interest. Explain how people tend to overlook the importance of these small habits because the effects are not immediately visible, but they grow over time. Chapter 2. How your habits shape your identity, and vice versa. Focus on the idea that habits are not just about achieving goals, but are about becoming the type of person who achieves those goals. Talk about how identity-based habits help solidify behavior change, and how each action is a vote towards the person you want to become. Chapter 3. How to build better habits in 4 simple steps. Introduce the 4-step framework for habit formation: cue, craving, response, and reward. This chapter lays the groundwork for understanding how habits are formed and how they can be modified by targeting each step in the loop. Chapter 4. The Man Who Didn't Look Right. Talk about the power of awareness in habit formation. Explain how our environment cues behavior, and how being conscious of those cues is the first step toward changing your habits. This chapter emphasizes how habits are often triggered by our surroundings. Chapter 5. The Best Way to Start a New Habit. Introduce the concept of habit stacking, pairing a new habit with an already established routine. Discuss how to create clear implementation intentions by using the format: after current habit, I will new habit. This makes it easier to embed new behaviors into existing routines. Chapter 6. Motivation is overrated. Environment often matters more. Focus on the role of environment in shaping behavior. James Clear argues that motivation often fluctuates, but designing your environment to support good habits makes it easier to stick with them even when motivation is low. Provide examples of how to arrange your environment to cue positive behaviors. Chapter 7. The Secret to Self-Control. Discuss the idea that self-control is often less about willpower and more about removing temptation from your environment. Making bad habits harder to engage in by increasing friction is a key takeaway from this chapter. Chapter 8. How to make a habit irresistible. Explain the role of dopamine and how to make good habits more attractive by associating them with positive emotions. This chapter is about making habits fun and desirable so that sticking to them becomes easier. Chapter 9. The Role of Family and Friends in Shaping Your Habits. Talk about the influence of social norms on habits. People tend to imitate the behaviors of those around them. Highlight how surrounding yourself with people who have the habits you want to develop can make it easier to adopt those behaviors yourself. Chapter 10. How to find and fix the causes of your bad habits. Explore the idea of reframing, how you can change your perception of cues that trigger bad habits and find ways to replace them with better alternatives. Habit tracking is also introduced as a tool for identifying patterns and modifying behaviors. Chapter 11. Walk slowly but never backward. This chapter emphasizes the importance of consistency. Discuss how Clear's strategy for maintaining habits is about showing up every day, even if it's just for a few minutes. The idea is to avoid breaking the chain of progress, no matter how small the step. Chapter 12. The Law of Least Effort. People naturally gravitate toward the path of least resistance. This chapter explores how to make good habits easier to start by reducing the amount of friction involved in doing them. On the flip side, increase the friction involved in bad habits to make them harder to engage in. Chapter 13. How to stop procrastinating by using the 2-minute rule. Introduce the 2-minute rule, which suggests that when you start a new habit, it should take less than 2 minutes to do. By scaling down tasks, you reduce resistance, making it easier to get started. Chapter 14. How to make good habits, inevitable and bad habits impossible. Discuss the concept of commitment devices and how they can be used to lock in good behaviors and make bad behaviors harder to engage in. This chapter emphasizes pre-planning and creating systems that make it easier to stick to habits. Chapter 15. The cardinal rule of behavior change. Explain that behaviors that are immediately rewarded are more likely to be repeated. This chapter introduces the importance of immediate gratification for building long-term habits. Chapter 16. How to stick with good habits. Every day, discuss the power of habit tracking and how visual cues, like crossing off days on a calendar, can be motivating. Keeping track of your progress is a key strategy for staying consistent. Chapter 17. How an accountability partner can change everything. This chapter focuses on the power of social accountability. Having someone to hold you responsible for sticking to your habits can significantly increase your chances of success. Conclusion. The power of atomic habits. Success doesn't come from making massive changes overnight, but from small, consistent actions that compound over time. Habits are the compound interest of self-improvement. Thank you for joining us on this exploration of atomic habit. We hope these insights inspire you to approach your own challenges with a strategic mindset. Share your thoughts. How can you apply these principles in your life? Let us know in the comments below. Like and subscribe. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more content on strategy and personal development. Stay connected. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss our future videos. If you found this summary helpful and want to dive deeper into this book, you can grab a full copy of the book through the link in the description. It's a wonderful addition to your library collection. Or, if you prefer to listen while you're on the move, you can sign up for a free trial on Amazon Audible and get the audiobook for free. Just click the link in the description.